So hello friends, I am Neeraj. In this session we are going to see about control flow statements or conditional statements. So conditional statements are basically they are used to write our business logic to determine the flow of our execution based upon certain conditions. So conditional statements basically they are having two components, and one is the basically condition that evaluates to true or false, and we can compare the values, and we can use only those values that can be compared to match a condition. And in the condition part we can use only same data type, and we cannot mix and match between, we cannot compare the between basically the two different data types. And second component is the statements, so that executes upon the evaluation of the our expression. So in Go basically there are three variations of the if statement, and there is only if statement, and there is one more control flow statement, that is switch. So that we will see in next session, but not now. So in if statement there are three variations. So we have plain if statements, we can have if else statements, and we will also see about shorter notation of if statements. So let us see how we can go with the conditional statements. So let us say we are going to have a variable x, and the value is, let's say, 10, and here we want to, let me first write it. So we want to check if the value of x is lesser than 20, then we are going to execute something. So let us say we are going to print a message, and we will say x is less than 20, and we will also print the value of x also. So let us try to run our program. So we will say go run main.go. So here we are getting we are saying that we are getting this message. So x is less than 20, and the value is also, value of x is 10. Fine. So this is basically, let me also explain what is happening here. So here this is basically condition, this part is condition, this part is the statement, and collectively whole this thing is called basically conditional statement block. Okay, so let me clear this out. So here we are saying if this condition is true, then execute this statement and exits. Okay, so but we can also have let me also clear this out. So we can also say what if the value of x is greater than 20. So we can, in that situation, we can have a else block like this. There was a typo, so else block, and here we can say like x is greater than 20. Let's save it. Let's run our program again. So here we are getting the output x is okay. Okay, x is lesser than 10, but so let's see, we have the value of x as 30. So let us see what happens if we run our program again. So here we are getting x is greater than 20, and the value of x is 30. But what if we can have a, basically we can have a multiple if else blocks also. So what if the value of x is 20, exact 20? So let us see what happens. So here again we are getting it, the output that x is greater than 20. So actually, since x is not lesser than 20, so this statement is not going to be executed, rather it is coming in the else block. But what if we want to have also a condition to check, also want to do some operation if the value of x is equal to 20. So let us see, we can very easily we can have it. So we will say another if, rather else if, and we will say x equal 20, and we will do some operation here. There was a typo, and we will say copy this, and we will paste it here, and we will say x is x equals 20, and we will print out the value of x. Let me clear our screen. So this time we are getting this statement, this statement getting printed, x equals 20, because x is exact because x is neither smaller than less than 20, rather x is equal, so x is equal, it's exactly equal to 20, so that is why this statement gets executed. Okay, so fine. Now let us see, we can perform any mathematical comparison, like less than, and we can compare it with this one, so less than, and we can also check with the less than equal to, less than equal, something like this, and we can check with greater than with this operator, and we can also have greater than equal like this, and we can also have for the equality we can check with the double equals, and for the not equality, so we will check with the exclamation and equal to. So all these operations we can perform, we can compare. So let us see, we want to check if x is lesser than or equal to 20. So it's very simply like this. So we can run our program again. Okay, so there is a okay. So if we run our program, so here we are getting this statement gets executed. So x is less than 20 because we are checking, we are telling here that execute this statement if x is or equal to, x is less than or equal to 20. So we have seen our if statements, and we have also seen our if else statements as well. So let me get rid of this stuff, and let us see, we can add multiple conditions in our conditions. So very easily, so let us say we want to display a message if x is greater than, let's say, 10 and x is lesser than 20. So we want to execute the statement if and only if. Here we are saying execute this statement if and only if x should be greater than 10 and x should be lesser than 20. So let us see what happens. So we won't get the output because the value of x is 20, but if we change the value from 20 to 15, so let us see. So this time we will get the output and x is less than 20. So this message is getting printed. Reason being x is greater than 10 and x is lesser than 20. So 15 basically lies in between 10 and 20. So this is why we are getting this output. Okay. So we will again we are also going to see about the shorter if statements. So for example, say, let us see, okay, I will get rid of this. So let us see, here I am saying that x is 15, and we can say if x is lesser than 20, then execute, let's say, fmt dot println, and we will say value of x, and we will pass on x. So this is fine, no problem. So this our program will execute, and we are getting the output 15. So but we can actually omit this line, and we can club this declaration and initialization of this variable just in place, and we can separate this thing with using a semicolon. Okay. So this way let me execute it. So let us try to execute it. So our program is executing, and this is a basically shorter notation. So a one liner, so one line can be we can omit the one line, and here we are actually merging our condition with the initialization of our variable. But remember one thing here, that this variable x will be available, will be accessible only inside this curly braces, and not after the curly, after this if else code block. Let us see what I mean to say. So here after this curly, after this if statement block, if we try to access this variable x, so basically this would be undefined variable, cause the life cycle of this variable ends at this curly brace, closing curly braces. So this is a very handy and very useful when you are trying to, and actually as per the design principle, we need to declare a variable as much as local possible. So in order to avoid the unnecessary conflicts and unnecessary memory leakage, or many other security concerns are there. So that is a better idea, better practice, and at many professional course or many complex logic, so you are very likely that you will see this kind of one-liner statements. Okay, so cool. Also, like Go provides one other switch cases statements, but we will see that in the coming session. So that's all for this session, and if you have anything, any question or any doubt, so please do let me know in the comment section, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. So till then, take care and happy coding.